The geographical location of the Gambia is a unique aspect that in itself deserves special and careful consideration. This small country, like a tiny island, is squeezed between a mighty border Senegal on one side and the vast Atlantic Ocean on the other, as if it were inserted into a large, picturesque painting where the remaining details seem lost and immersed in silence. Such a location is not just a geographical feature, it is a challenge for all those who are accustomed to thinking that a state should have a classic, familiar rectangular outline clearly delineated on a map. Gambia stretches along the river like a thin string on a guitar, and this position gives the country particular importance due to its water resources. The rivers of Gambia are not only a natural boundary dividing the territory into two parts, but also a vital artery that unites the entire country, connects its people, and creates a unique ecosystem. In this zone, one can encounter a wide variety of natural inhabitants, from crocodiles calmly strolling along the shores to rare and beautiful birds, each contributing a note to the local harmony. The local residents are well aware that their geographical position is not an obstacle, but rather a wealth and an opportunity. They skillfully utilize the river for fishing, agricultural needs, and tourism development, transforming the natural environment into a source of income and cultural richness. This contrast between the riverbanks is more than just a natural feature. It is a metaphor reflecting the country's inner world. On one side, traditional life persists, rooted in centuries-old customs, while on the other, increasing modern influence rapidly penetrates everyday life. It is this paradox that makes Gambia special. A bright, lively place where perhaps the true strength lies in its unusual, somewhat strange geography. This is not merely a place for beach relaxation or secluded moments by the water. It is a territory where everyone, whether a local resident or a tourist, can find their niche, their role, and their unique opportunity. And it is important to remember that geography is not just a set of coordinates or dry borders. It is a living story told by the people who live, breathe, and shape their destiny here. Who are these people who inhabit Gambia? Do not think that they are some faceless nation immersed in their affairs and solely focused on survival. Gambians are a true palette of culture, rich and diverse. The first thing that immediately catches the eye is their multiculturalism. The country is home to over 30 different ethnic groups, each of which is a separate piece of a mosaic, forming an unparalleled cultural landscape. Among them are Mandinka, Fula, and Serer, and these names are not just words, but entire worlds with their customs, traditions, languages, and unique ways of life. Imagine that each of these peoples is like a distinct, vibrant island within a vast archipelago, where each preserves its unique identity, culture, and traditions, living in harmony with the others. If you have ever heard of folk dances, you know that the Gambians can ignite such energy that you will have no chance to stay still. Their movements, rhythms, and melodies are true art forms that captivate and never let go. As for languages, the situation is even more astonishing. The official language of the country is English, but on the streets and in everyday life, you will hear many others, no less important. Creole, as well as numerous local dialects spoken by the inhabitants. It's like a gathering of all your friends in one room, where everyone speaks their own language, yet everyone understands each other perfectly, creating a sense of unity and mutual understanding. We should not forget about religion. Islam holds a special place here. It is not just a faith, but an integral part of daily life. The official language of the country is English. However, this does not mean you will hear it everywhere. Gambia boasts an incredible linguistic kaleidoscope, where the native languages of the local peoples are heard much louder and brighter than English, which often takes a secondary role on the streets. Imagine that in everyday life, you might encounter Creole, which itself is a kind of cocktail blending elements of English and local languages. This language is not just a means of communication, but a full-fledged part of the culture, conveying the country's unique atmosphere. In the linguistic landscape of Gambia, three main languages dominate: Mandinka, Fula, and Serer. They are so numerous that one could say they grow like grass after the rain. They are many, not just because there are many people here. It's similar to how in Russia we have various dialects and colloquial variations. But in Gambia, this is even more vivid and interesting. Each of these languages is not just a collection of words, but an entire culture, rich with history, traditions, and a particular way of thinking. For example, Mandinka is not just a language, it is a way of life, a bearer of the wisdom and accumulated knowledge of the people, their values, and their worldview. It conveys not only words but also a special attitude towards life, society, and nature. Fula, with its rhythmic, musical sounds, is like living music woven into daily routines, creating a special atmosphere of comfort and harmony. If you want to stay in tune with local life, learning these languages is not just useful, but truly important. Mastering at least a few of them will help you not only better understand those around you, but also become closer to them. This will be your powerful trump card and will open doors to the hearts of Gambians, as they highly value when foreigners make an effort to speak their native language. For locals, this is a sign of respect and genuine interest in their culture. It can be said that this is comparable to entering a friend's house and speaking their language instead of English. This immediately creates an atmosphere of trust and friendliness. And don't be surprised if, in response to your imperfect pronunciation, locals start correcting you or even laugh, for it is part of their kind nature and charm. Gambia is not only a country with the most beautiful beaches, rich history, and unique nature, but also a true linguistic treasure, where every word and expression is filled with meaning. It is rightly called the smiling coast of Africa, and this smile is not only a result of natural beauty, but also a reflection of the inner mood that permeates the entire country. At first, it may seem that all this is just a beautiful marketing image, but as soon as you set foot on Gambian soil, you will feel that here live people who sincerely smile at the world and each other. This smile is not just politeness or formality, as it is in some countries. It is genuine, almost like a sign of hospitality expressed in every glance, every greeting, even in a simple gesture or salute. In such a country, sincerity is felt in every movement, in every look, and this makes communication with locals especially pleasant and memorable. Surprisingly, even though the standard of living in Gambia may sometimes cause confusion or seem modest compared to Western standards, the people of this country know how to find joy in the little things. They know how to rejoice in life despite everything. Just look at their everyday life. Traditional dances, vibrant music, colorful festivals, all filled with energy and light. Markets are bustling with activity. People lively discuss not only goods, but also the latest news, share stories and laughter, creating a real sense of community. Here, exchanging information is not just a way of passing data, but a way to feel part of this lively, warm, and friendly collective. Therefore, when someone says that Gambia is the smiling coast, they are not only referring to the picturesque coast radiating warmth and smiles, but also to a rich historical cradle, whose past is closely intertwined with the destinies of many people of African descent, including African Americans. With remarkable accuracy, one can say that it was from Gambia that ships once set sail in ancient times, carrying their passengers across the ocean to a new, uncharted world. These vessels transported millions of people, forming the foundation of the unique African American community. On the banks of the Gambia River once stood powerful trading ports, from where long, often arduous and difficult journeys into slavery began, leaving a deep mark on history and memory. Today, these places serve as a reminder of the difficult legacy they left behind. However, instead of succumbing to despair or hopelessness, the people of Gambia choose to celebrate their roots, their history, and their culture, transforming tragedy into a source of strength and pride. Many have heard of the Golden Coast. Yes, the name not only sounds beautiful, it symbolizes resilience and unwavering struggle. Gambia is home to rich cultures such as Mandinka, Fulani, and other tribes, which, despite all hardships, have preserved their unique customs, traditions, and language. During festive days, this is especially evident. People dance to the rhythms of drums, and within these beats, their history is expressed, passed down from generation to generation. In these sounds, one can hear not only music but also the entire era, the ongoing fight for freedom and identity. Interestingly, even today in Gambia, you can meet African Americans returning to their ancestral homeland to reconnect with their ancestors and roots that were severed centuries ago. They are not just travelers or tourists. They are individuals seeking their true identity, their past. When such travelers meet local residents, something special happens. Moments of awe, mutual understanding, filled with genuine emotion and respect. Gambia is not just a country. It is a living, breathing memory of where it all began, and how historical events continue to influence the present. In Jufuor, a small but highly significant corner of the country, there is a museum called the Heritage Museum, which fully reflects its essence. It is not merely an exhibition of old objects, but a true window into the past, where even the walls seem to whisper about tragedies, victories, and human destinies. This museum features artifacts that tell of the time when Jufuor was a center of the slave trade, an era that left an indelible mark on the history of the region and the world. Visiting it is like stepping into a time machine that transports you to those days when people's fates depended on the whims of greed and cruelty. The museum was opened in 2006 and has since become an important point on the map, attracting those who want to understand how this place is connected to the history of African Americans, their struggle and survival. Guided tours are conducted by local residents, and their stories are not just dry facts, but lively narratives filled with emotion and personal experience. Every exhibit is a testament to that era. Each photograph is a window into the past, showing what life in Jufuor looked like before and after colonization. These images evoke not only sadness or nostalgia, but also serve as lessons, reminders of the value of freedom and the importance of respecting cultural diversity. Overall, if you plan to visit Gambia, the museum in Jufuor is not just a must-see stop, but a unique opportunity to encounter firsthand the history that has shaped peoples and continues to influence them today. And don't be surprised if, after this journey, you develop a desire to delve deeper into your own genealogy, to understand where your ancestors came from and what traditions they carried. In the village of Kunto, located in the very heart of Gambia, there is one of the most famous and unusual monuments of local culture, the Crocodile Lake, or as the locals call it, Pool. This body of water is renowned for its special atmosphere, since the crocodiles inhabiting it show no fear of humans. Unlike typical images of dangerous and wild reptiles, here the crocodiles behave calmly and confidently, as if recognizing humans as their equals. Visitors don't need to hide behind bushes or conceal cameras to capture rare shots. On the contrary, the crocodiles lie peacefully on the shore, posing for tourists as if they were homebodies accustomed to constant attention and care. Local residents believe that these reptiles are not just predators, but true protectors of their village, and there is an established tradition of regularly feeding them. This is not merely an act of kindness, but a deep part of local customs rooted in ancient beliefs. For many, it may seem strange or even fantastical, but in this village, many residents regularly bring chicken heads to the crocodiles as a symbol of respect and gratitude, as if they were pets rather than predators. This practice is not a random spectacle, but an important part of rituals and ceremonies, closely tied to the culture and spirituality of the people. In local mythology, crocodiles embody strength, wisdom, and spiritual protection, confirming their special place in the hearts of every resident. Surprisingly, many families associate their fate with these reptiles. They consider them symbols of luck and prosperity. Imagine that some parents even give their children names related to crocodiles, emphasizing the deep respect and reverence for these creatures. So, if you decide to visit Gambia, be sure to find an opportunity to get closer to these amazing beings. It's not just a souvenir photo, but a whole philosophy that makes you think about our place in the world, about the interconnectedness of humans and nature. Who knows? After such an encounter, you might start to appreciate crocodiles differently and realize that these ancient reptiles are not only symbols of strength, but also carriers of wisdom, respect, and spiritual values. By the way, the place called Kachikali is not just a pool or body of water, but a true wonder for those seeking extraordinary experiences and wishing to touch ancient traditions. Imagine that in this place, crocodiles not only do not scare visitors, but also become part of the rituals conducted there. In this unique water body located in the Gambia, crocodiles can boast not only their impressive size, but also a friendly attitude towards humans, which seems both astonishing and unusual. The local residents believe that the water in this pool possesses magical properties, and it's no coincidence. It is considered a source of health and good luck. Regular rituals and ceremonies are held here, which, in their view, bring prosperity, healing, and protection. However, the most remarkable aspect is not only the belief in the water's power, but also how the crocodiles interact with people. They seem to understand that in this place, they are not just wild predators, but revered participants in local culture and spiritual rituals. You can see how easily the locals approach them, sometimes even diving into the water without fear for their lives. Trust and respect are so deeply rooted that it's almost palpable. Of course, such scenes are not for the faint-hearted, but they serve as a vivid proof that in the Gambia, not only crocodiles can surprise, but people are also capable of extraordinary bravery and openness. In Kachikali, you can not only take striking photographs capturing these unusual moments, but also fully immerse yourself in the atmosphere of local customs, which sometimes seem wilder and more untamed than one might expect. It's important to remember that despite its small territory, the Gambia is a country with a rich history and vibrant sporting traditions that inspire genuine admiration among those familiar with its football scene. In this small nation, situated on the west coast of Africa, there are football heroes who, despite the modest size of their country, step onto international stages and compete against the greatest giants of world football. This team, known as the Scorpions, is gaining increasing popularity and support both domestically and abroad each year. Their devoted fans, like a tightly knit large family, gather in crowds to show their support and love for the team, creating a unique atmosphere that, in terms of brightness and noise, can even rival the most famous stadiums in Europe. These fans are not just there to watch a match, they turn every game into a true event, filled with passion, emotion, and unity. In such moments, football becomes more than just entertainment. It's a powerful tool for bringing people together, a source of hope and inspiration for the future, which, as the supporters believe, will surely come. If you ever find yourself in the Gambia, be sure to seek out a local match. Your soul will undoubtedly open up to this spectacle. You will see the ball gliding across the grassy field, and the hearts of the fans beating in unison, creating a unique harmony of passions and emotions. It's not just a sports game. It's a living embodiment of life, filled with passions, joys, disappointments, and hopes. Here, every goal and every support are part of a grand story written by the participants and spectators themselves. Beyond football, Gambia is renowned for its astonishing natural beauty, capable of leaving even the most seasoned traveler speechless upon first setting foot on its land. This country is a true treasure for nature and wildlife enthusiasts. Imagine how the mangrove forests meet the transparent waters of the Atlantic Ocean, a scene that no longer seems just a postcard image from a tourist brochure, but becomes a living reality, striking with its incredible beauty. In these forests and waters, birds dwell more than on any other continent, as if a gathering of the most vibrant participants in nature's grand party. Their colorful plumage glistens in the sun, and their calls create a unique symphony that cannot be heard anywhere else on the planet. Such musical harmony makes this place special and memorable for everyone hearing it for the first time. If you decide to visit Banjul National Park, be prepared to meet true stars, Gambian hippos, which do not shy away from posing for photographers, showcasing their majestic appearance and calm demeanor. These giants, swimming in the river, are not just inhabitants of aquatic spaces, they are symbols of the country, embodying its natural power and beauty. Numerous rivers, winding like snakes, crisscross Gambia's territory, serving as vital arteries for the local ecosystem, connecting diverse natural landscapes. Fishermen sitting in boats happily catch fish, enjoying harmony with nature, and feeling part of this endless natural world. Their quiet work is a testament to the importance of living in accord with nature, respecting its riches and wisdom. Equally attractive are Gambia's beaches, which can rival the best beaches in the world. Soft, cloud-like sand feels so pleasant underfoot that it seems as if one is sinking into clouds. Sunset on these shores is a true spectacle for the eyes, transforming into a feast of colors. The sun slowly dips below the horizon, leaving behind a vibrant palette of shades, and the entire ocean seems to ignite with fire, filling the heart with a sense of magic. This is not just a scene. If luck is on your side, you might witness an amazing spectacle. Local residents or tourists, daring on a small adventure, jumping from branch to branch of trees as if participating in a lively circus act, demonstrating agility and grace. Such moments create the feeling that nature itself is inviting you to its living performance, full of movement and harmony. But this is only a small part of the riches hidden within this wondrous region. In the ecosystems of rivers and swamps, rare and unusual crocodiles dwell, often found in the shadows of dense thickets, preferring to hide from the bright sun and human eyes. These reptiles are true living witnesses of ancient times, and with a little patience and calmness, they may allow you to approach and marvel at their mysterious beauty. No less important part of this natural diversity are the birds, which are the adornment and pride of the region. In the Gambia, there are unique species such as the African flamingos, graceful feathered creatures spreading their bright pink wings as if to show the world who rules the skies. These birds are not just feathers and beaks, but living masterpieces of nature, changing their shades daily, reflecting the sunlight as if playing a living painting. Their vibrant colors and graceful movements create a special atmosphere that fills the heart with admiration and inspiration. Overall, if you are seeking a place capable of impressing you to the very depths of your soul with its natural beauty and richness, the Gambia is exactly the corner of the earth where every step turns into an exciting adventure and every encounter with wildlife becomes an unforgettable moment etched in memory forever. Here, each day can become the start of a new story filled with amazing discoveries, and every walk immerses you in a fairy tale atmosphere. In this region, nature reveals its most vivid and astonishing sides, encouraging you to feel part of this living and constantly changing world. Every encounter with wildlife is not just observation, but an exhilarating event comparable to diving into a magical fairy tale that remains in the heart forever. When it comes to safety, the Gambia holds a special place among African countries, and this is not just words. While in other states on the continent, tourists may encounter various surprises that do not always leave pleasant memories, the Gambia demonstrates stability and reliability. This small country, whose size can be described as not exceeding a few hundred square kilometers, has a key advantage: fewer potential conflict situations. The local population lives in peace and harmony, and the residents are generally friendly and hospitable to visitors. Their smiles and warm greetings create the feeling that you have arrived at the home of old friends, not just a foreign land. Additionally, the Gambia has a stable and sustainable government that makes every effort to maintain order and tranquility within the country. After a period of political instability, which unfortunately affected many African nations, the Gambia managed to strengthen its internal stability and focus on security development. The authorities do everything possible to ensure the safety of both their citizens and foreign guests, and their efforts are paying off. As a result, the crime rate remains relatively low, significantly increasing trust and peace of mind among tourists and locals alike. Of course, this does not mean that one can completely relax and forget about precautions. Everywhere, even in the safest countries, it is important to stay vigilant. Protect your belongings, avoid dark and quiet alleys, especially at night. However, compared to other African countries, the likelihood of encountering aggression or inappropriate behavior in Gambia is significantly lower. Therefore, If you are looking for a place where you can walk freely and peacefully through the streets, enjoying the surrounding nature and the local atmosphere, Gambia is an ideal choice. Their music is not just a pleasant sound to listen to in free time, it is much more. It is a unique form of communication, a means that unites people, allowing them to share emotions, traditions, and cultural values. Musical rhythms and melodies become a bridge between different generations and social layers, creating a sense of unity and mutual understanding. At the same time, it is important to remember that this activity is not limited to spiritual or cultural functions. For many street musicians, it is also a serious source of income, a kind of business that helps them support their families and continue their traditions. On the streets of Banjul, the capital of Gambia, one can often observe lively scenes where drummers gather a crowd of spectators. These people are not only tourists seeking new impressions, but also locals for whom street music is part of everyday life. They stop to listen attentively, sometimes even join in the games and dances, improvising in rhythm with the music. But this should not be seen merely as entertainment or background for relaxation. Street musicians play a much more important role. They are custodians and transmitters of Gambian cultural identity. Their creativity is not just a way to pass the time. It is a genuine message to future generations, a transmission of knowledge about traditions, history, and customs of the people. Each performance is like a small mission aimed at preserving the uniqueness of the local culture. Unintentionally, one thinks, watching children come here to learn from the masters, these rhythms and melodies live and continue to develop thanks to them. In such an environment, it becomes clear, traditions do not die but find new life in the hearts of both young and old. Therefore, if you ever find yourself in Gambia, it is important not to pass by this world of sounds and rhythms, not to miss the opportunity to become part of this living kaleidoscope of cultural expressions. After all, if not you, then who else can preserve and pass on these unique traditions to future generations? And what do Gambia and European retirees have in common? What similarities exist between them, besides the obvious aspects of sunny beaches and tropical cocktails? The answer lies in a special atmosphere that attracts people who have already finished their working lives, seeking a place where they can spend the remaining years peacefully and meaningfully. The Gambia is not just a resort country. It is a whole world where you can leave behind the gray routine and immerse yourself in an atmosphere of tranquility and joy. The climate here is truly remarkable. The average annual temperature hovers around 30 degrees Celsius, the sun shines almost year-round, and winters, which in northern countries are associated with cold and snowstorms, simply do not exist in Gambia. For retirees tired of frosts and gray days, such weather is like a breath of fresh air, an opportunity to feel young and energetic again. Equally important is the low cost of living, which allows you to enjoy comfort and coziness without enormous expenses. For the amount typically spent on a single cup of coffee in Europe, you can afford a gourmet dinner at a luxurious restaurant or a cozy seaside stay in your own bungalow in Gambia. It is no wonder that more and more elderly people are choosing to swap cold apartments for sunny retreats, where they can enjoy warmth and peace. One should not forget the friendliness of the local residents, who do everything possible to make guests feel at home. The Gambians are a people with open hearts, genuinely happy to meet new acquaintances and eager to share their culture. Here, seniors find a sense of comfort and belonging, as there is no arrogance or snobbery, only sincerity and friendliness. Cultural events, festivals, and fairs immerse tourists and newcomers in the richness of local traditions, allowing them not only to have fun, but also to learn something new about the culture and history of this amazing land. In the end, Gambia becomes a true oasis. People living in these lands still tell incredible stories and legends about how ancient megaliths served as guardians of the land and held the secrets of long-gone civilizations. These massive stone monuments, according to them, are not just stones, but true carriers of energy, possessing healing power capable of filling one with strength and bestowing health upon those who touch them. Naturally, among skeptics, there will be those who smile and dismiss these stories as mere fiction, unconfirmed by scientific facts. However, Can we deny that history and archaeology are not always fully understood or explainable? Whenever you plan to visit Gambia, remember that these megaliths are not just ancient stones but a unique symbol, a key to unlocking the mysteries of the ancient civilizations that once inhabited these lands many centuries ago. The Vasu megaliths are not merely architectural monuments. They represent a portal into how our ancestors perceived the world around them, its laws, and its secrets. These ancient stones evoke not only reflections on past eras, but also offer a chance to connect with something much greater than what we usually experience in everyday life. The Gambia, my friends, has proven to be a true treasure for those passionate about history, culture, and the mysteries of the past. This country is not just a point on the world map. It is a living tapestry where rich traditions, unique customs, and astonishing facts intertwine, capable of surprising even the most seasoned traveler. Imagine, amidst the scorching sun and endless plains, tribes continue to preserve their traditional customs, carefully guarding them like ancient books, each page hiding its own secret. It is said that the Gambia is not merely the Pearl of Africa, but a genuine treasure trove of history, where every village holds its own unique legend, passed down through generations. As for the local cuisine, it can amaze you so much that you forget about your diet. How can one resist the aroma of freshly prepared cassava, which literally drives everyone who tastes it crazy? So here's the question. What fact about the Gambia impressed you the most? Share your thoughts and impressions in the comments. Together, we will explore and exchange opinions. Don't forget to leave your reviews and share this story with friends so more people can learn about the wonders and mysteries of this amazing country. The Gambia is just the beginning of your journey, and many more exciting discoveries await you ahead. Music.